The decline of neighborhood banks isn't just a trend, it's a massive shift that could change the way we think about managing our money. If you're wondering why this is happening, how it's affecting you, and what it means for the future of banking, you're going to want to stay tuned. Over the years, neighborhood banks used to be a pillar of our communities. The bank down the street was more than just a place to park your money. It was where people got to know their tellers by name, where you could sit down with a banker and feel like you were actually being listened to. But now, those same banks are struggling to keep up with the times. They're facing an existential crisis, and it's not just because of digital banking. It's about convenience, competition, and cost, and it's all happening faster than most of us realize. For the first reason, you need to look at the rise of digital banking. Companies like Chime, SoFi, and even tech giants like Apple are offering services that are faster, cheaper, and more convenient than what you can get at a traditional bank. These platforms give customers instant access to their money, with no need to walk into a branch or deal with a long wait on the phone. I did some research on this trend, and what I found is that more people are willing to bank online if it means saving time and avoiding the hassle of in-person visits. If you think about it, a traditional bank just can't compete with the 24/7 nature of mobile banking. Now, let's talk about cost. For neighborhood banks, running a physical branch comes with enormous overhead. Real estate costs, staffing, utilities, you name it. But the problem is, fewer people are walking into those branches. Why would you go into a bank when you can handle your finances on your phone? These rising costs are pushing banks to close branches at an alarming rate. In fact, thousands of branches have shut down in recent years, and we're only going to see more closures moving forward. It's a tough reality, but it's happening right before our eyes. What you might not realize is that the whole idea of a community bank is losing its relevance in a world where most of us can get everything we need from our phones or computers. It's not just the convenience, but also the personalization. You can get tailored financial advice through apps, and AI-driven systems are offering faster, more accurate loan decisions than human bankers could ever provide. This shift is creating an even larger gap between what traditional banks offer and what modern consumers want. Another big factor is trust. We've all seen the stories: banks caught in scandals, mishandling customer funds, and even fraudulent activities. People are starting to look for alternatives where they feel their money is safer, and that's why digital-first banks are seeing massive growth. It's hard for a neighborhood bank to shake off that old reputation, especially when younger generations are gravitating toward options they see as more secure and more transparent. But here's the big question. If neighborhood banks continue to decline, what does that mean for the future of banking? Well, we could see a major shift toward a financial ecosystem dominated by tech giants. These companies don't have the baggage of traditional banks. They're focused on making the process easier, faster, and more user-friendly, but the trade-off? You might lose that personal touch, that human interaction you used to get at your local branch. Is that a price you're willing to pay? To wrap up, the decline of neighborhood banks is about more than just technology. It's about how we as consumers prioritize speed, convenience, and security over everything else. The question is, will this trend continue to accelerate, or will we start to see a resurgence of community-focused banks? If you're feeling uncertain about this shift, you're not alone. But one thing's for sure: the banking landscape is changing, and it's up to us to decide what we want from the future of finance. If you got value from this video, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, supporting it helps keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching.